Hello. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Britt and Jamie, Ginger, Wendy, Amy, Jamie, more than one Jamie. Do we have more than one Wendy? Hi, Mishi. Hello, Kelly. Welcome back. Friendly pause. Saturday Night Live. Hi, Kyler. Welcome. Hi, Leagy, new here. Glad to have you. All of our returning and new fellow community members. Hi, Ellen. Trisha, also new. Yay. Does anybody not get the SNL Saturday Night Live reference? I would imagine younger people and possibly non-Americans maybe wouldn't understand the title of the live stream. But if you're, American, and maybe, I don't even know, is that show still on? Maybe younger people know it. But yeah. So, I'm out of the loop on some things. I watched it as a kid. So yeah, if you don't know, it's a show in the US. It's probably been on like almost 50 years. Oh my God. Probably. Hi, Tony. So that's the title of this live stream, and I love that I created that because it helps just with the intentionality of what we create here. So my intention for this space is like a fun and powerful and like a mix of lightness, a mix of being impactful, inspirational, and powerful space. So that's the reasoning behind it, and I think it works. Hi, Jay. Hi, Julia. Hi, Sheila. Yes, Britt noticed my shirt. So yeah, there was a decision made there because I just came back from having a wonderful morning time with my sister on a video call in the US. And I'm in Bali, if you don't know. And I was wearing this shirt and I'm like, I'm just gonna wear what I'm wearing. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah. It's actually a cool shirt. I just got it like a month ago. There's a back to it as well, but I got it here in Bali during the Balinese New Year. So, and then I've got my beautiful flower. This is my favorite flower. It's got a little bit of whatever brown on it, but it's a frangipani, as we call it here. It's also known as plumeria. And I came to Bali 10 years ago. I had never seen this before. And on like my second day, I saw this flower and I was drawn to it and I smelled it and I'm like, oh my God. And I've been in love with Bali and this flower ever since. So the Balinese people, as part of their religion and spirituality, they incorporate flowers in their offerings, and they, after they do their prayers, in ceremonies, they put the flower behind their ears. So that's a thing that I've done for a long time as a symbol of my love for Bali. I was just talking to my sister, and I've lived here for 10 years off and on, and was just telling her, like, nobody's ever come to visit me. Like, friends have, but nobody's ever come like from the US, like super, super far. I've had friends come from Asia and different places to visit. And, you know, my sister, she's a mother with 3 boys that are 11 and under. So at this point, it's not really the best timing. You know, anything can happen anytime. And also, yeah, she's not going to be visiting for a few more years. But I was just telling her, you know, and showing her the coffee shop I was in. We had a video call there, and just like, you know, this is a whole world that, you know, she knows nothing about. And then I can't wait to share that, and how I have such a love and passion for sharing Bali with people, and it just lights me up. And yeah, I was just feeling so much gratitude and love for this place and for my life, and driving back here to do this live stream, just feeling full of gratitude for the, you know, the life I get to live and the life that I've chosen. And it hasn't always been like a life of choice, but a life of chance. But it's been a mix. And now here I am, you know, 11 years after leaving the U.S. I have a dream life. Some of it's been, again, by happenstance, and some of it's been by intentionality. And, you know, the journey is to, for me and people I work with and humans, is that we come to know ourselves as powerful beings and as powerful creators, because that's the truth of what we are. So are we going to create on purpose, or are we going to create by just happenstance? And, you know, are we going to allow things to just happen to us, or are we going to create? Are we going to live a life of default or a life of creation? And, you know, if you've lived by default up until now, then the choices, you know, the life that you have and the results that you have in your life are the results of, you know, choices or failure to choose. Like not making a choice is also a choice. So do you want to move forward living at chance, or living by choice? And when you start to own the power that you already have and start to see yourself as a powerful creator, then that gives you, you know, gets you back in the driver's seat of your own life. You're already in the driver's seat, but you don't know that you are, some of you. And I've been I've been that way. I'm still working on that, but it's this shift of, you know, who we perceive ourselves to be. So for me, with this life that I've created, you know, I'm a spiritual life coach, I'm a Reiki master teacher. You know, I was talking to my sister, who's a mother, stay-at-home mom with 3 boys. You know, her life is not her own. You know, every minute is taken up with, you know, her motherhood duties and responsibilities. And I'm sort of the opposite. And we said that, like, I am sovereign here alone, and I choose whatever I want to do every minute of the day. And my sister's like, you know, you don't even have like a job that you have to go to work for. So even now, my work is totally at choice as well. And so even for me in my journey, sometimes it's still this owning of my power. And I know for me and for you and those who I work with one-on-one, or even just here in this group space, you know, the more that I can own my power and step into that, the more it empowers everyone around me, whose lives I touch in whatever way that is. And the thing is, when we remember and own the intrinsic truth of who we are, that allows that space for others to also remember the truth of who they are. And actually, those thoughts are from this book, Conversations with God. what I just said is basically in there in its own way. So, yeah. So that wanted to come through. The invitation for you is, to consider, if you don't already, to really own the fact that you are the same old thing. We always say, you're the creator of your own reality. You are. And sometimes I'm like, damn, wow, I'm the creator of this. Look what I did. And, one of my declarations for myself that's for years has been, I'm a powerful creator of abundance, healing, and love. And for me, that feels so intrinsically true for myself and also for others. So, yeah, think about that for yourself. I know some comments have come in. Please follow me if you're new. I know a number of you said you were. Would appreciate your support in that way. You can follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Hi, J.E., Rochelle, glad you're here. Keela, nice to see you again. Hi, Jen. So, yeah, I came to Bali 10 years ago next month. So, a very special day. Very special time. I was already living in Asia, and I came here for a 5-week trip, and I didn't leave for 15 months. So, yeah, Bali's magic, yeah, and I love it. Hi, EI. Hi, Blossom Violet. Yes, awesome, Britt. So, when I am here, I offer personal retreats to Bali. So, Britt says they want to save up enough to be able to come. So for anybody who has Bali on their radar, wants to have Bali on their radar, wants to create something amazing and powerful here in Bali with me, or, whatever, alone. But I do offer bespoke, customized retreats here. So if that resonates, reach out. Kyler, the message sounds familiar. Yeah, I get why you say that. Hi, Duchess. Amy. Yeah, since your husband left, finding your path. Great. Hi, Larissa. Hi, Mac. Hi, Marielle. Yeah, I mean, so as far, and thanks for sharing that, Amy, about, your divorce. And it's like, it's about our identity of, who we create ourselves to be. When we're in roles and functions, and then that role or function changes or dissolves, then it's like the ego doesn't know what to latch onto sometimes. So, here's your invitation to create who you choose yourself to be. And it's not something we do out into the future. We do it here right now. In every moment we create ourselves. So that's the invitation. Hey, Jen. Lori, welcome from Boston. So I don't have any future lives scheduled. I will do that. Glad to have you, Blossom Violet. Sorry to hear about your breakup, Mac. I'm glad you have your family in this space. For anybody, we've all got our struggles. We've all got our stuff. So, what we're going to do here in this space is do a fun and powerful collective oracle and tarot card reading that's going to have messages for everyone here. And then we're going to do Reiki and Ancestral Clearing. So, however you're here, however you're showing up, whatever you're coming up against, this space can support you in that. Yeah. Awesome, Michaela. Hi, R. Yes, I am from the U.S. So, yeah, let's see, just settle in for a minute here. And I may have said this already, but if you have to leave early, etc., the replays will be available for all my live streams on my YouTube channel, so subscribe there. Also, if you want to join my group here in Insight Timer, Natalie's Healing Circle, you can do that. We can keep in touch there. And if you want to join my email newsletter, I send out a monthly newsletter. I have an exciting announcement that I've already shared, but will come out in the newsletter next week, which is that I am offering the start date of my overcoming money blocks, scarcity and lack mindset, creating abundance, overcoming under-earning group program starting June 1st. So if you are tired of being broke, if you've come from a family system where there was scarcity and lack, and you've either struggled with having enough money or feeling like you haven't had enough money in your life, or even feeling like when you have enough, it's still not enough. If you're ready to, empower yourself, which is kind of the message that I've already been talking about, you can definitely apply that to money, then this program might be for you. I have a quiz that I've created from the book Overcoming Under-Earning that's going to be out in the newsletter. If you want, I love quizzes. Who else loves to do quizzes? I can send you the link to that. But yeah, that's coming out June 1st. So I'll make the announcement. You'll hear more about it in the coming weeks. So I am offering an early bird if you sign up before May 1st. And so all those details, will be available, and you can reach out, ask me in a private message, all that good stuff. If it's time for you to make more money, isn't it such a powerful statement? It's time to make more money. How does that feel when you hear that? If you say that to yourself, it's so empowering. And that's what this journey is about. So, yeah, because if you come from a lineage or a background of, feeling like you never have enough money, things are happening to you, then to actually make the statement, it's time to make more money, is an empowered statement that it's a choice that you make. Which is, again, that whole journey I just was saying about being at choice in life, owning your power, owning who you are. So it can show up here as well. So we've got some others, some people with June birthdays. Mac, was it Amy that said that? June 1st. Oh, your son's birthday. Jen would love to come to Bali. That statement being strange. Yeah, it can. I get that. It can feel strange. Duchess, help keep the money we bring in. That's a whole nother way to look at things, think about things. So, and I'm also a June birthday, June 12th. So anyway, Gemini season will be coming soon-ish. All right, so let's jump into the card reading for today, and already some powerful messages have come in. I'm just looking at my card decks. I'm going to start with drawing from Osho Zen Tarot. So the way I do it is that I draw one main card as the overall message for this reading, and then I draw clarifiers. So this is a collective reading. If it's your first time, sit back and absorb the message. If it resonates, take it on. If it doesn't fit, then don't try and make it fit. So this popped out. Thunderbolt, baby. Woo. So this is a very powerful energy. Hi, Allison. You have the same birthday as me? Duchess on the 18th. Yeah, so there's a shakeup happening, or that's going to happen. And I wonder, is this eclipse thing, maybe that has something to do with it? I guess we'll find out. But something's coming in that's going to shake you up and shake up your life, and it's not going to be easy or comfortable. Okay? And it might already be happening or have happened, or it might happen, but you know, the repercussions of it will continue to unfold, or it's something that's going to be happening soon in the future. So these are lightning bolts coming in and hitting this tower inside of this person sitting, and you can see these people falling out of the tower. So there's some structure in your life that is crumbling or going to crumble, and it could be scary and uncomfortable, and also it's necessary, and also it's part of your best and highest good. So the thing is with these energies is that you stay grounded in a place of faith and trust that everything is always working out for you, and that trust helps you to have the correct mindset, or not correct, but the best mindset for whatever's unfolding here. So, awesome. So let's get some clarification from the Light Seers Tarot. And you know, Thunderbolt, which is the tower, it can be, you know, it can be scary and uncomfortable. You know, I get that. So the invitation is, how are you going to work with whatever unfolds? How are you going to work with the situations? You know, you are a powerful creator, so how are you going to be at choice and be empowered in this situation? I think what I like about this is you can see this person in lotus position. So how can you be this person in the lotus position while the tower falls? That's a good question. Awesome. So let's get a little more info on maybe some specifics. Some specific... Okay. I'm back. Beautiful Bali internet. Awesome. So let's see. We've got the King of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the Three of Wands. So let me turn these around. King of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Three of Wands. Hi, Joe. Yeah. So I'm just kind of feeling into these energies for a moment. So as this tower falls, whatever that means for you, it's making the way for a new opportunity to come in for you to have financial abundance and to even own your financial future. So it's interesting, you know, I talked about the money program and this whole idea about empowerment and personal power. And then I brought up, you know, money. So for some of you, this is going to be like old ideas crumbling around your money situation, and you're going to step into your power financially and know that, you know, you are the king here, and to own that energy. You've got, you know, it's time to make more money, like even that here. That's your choice. This could be a person coming in, an older male or whatever, masculine person that may come in to help you. It might be like a mentor, or it might be somebody with some sort of offering to guide you and to help you. Let's see. Trisha, wow, so you're in that tower moment now. I totally get that, and feeling like your life's falling apart. So, you know, trust that you found this message at the perfect time, that once, you know, the dust settles from the tower and the thunderbolt, that there's going to be something new unfolding. So, if y'all, you know, those of you that know me know my story, I also was not fired, but sort of let go or given like an ultimatum with I had a job for 13 years, and basically they wanted to get rid of me, etc. So I had, you know, I had a tower moment over 3 years ago in my own way with work that led me to be here right now. So, you know, trust the process, trust the unfolding. So the other message here is this page of swords energy. So from this thunderbolt happening, you're going to get new ideas. You may also become a student. I mean, you might become a student of whoever and whatever this is. So there's going to be new ideas and insights and downloads coming for you, and information, studying, and like having light bulbs go off. So be open and be looking for these, you know, whatever it is. I feel like for some of you, I mean, it might be a coach, it might be a mentor, it might be a program, a group program like I'm hosting, or something else with somebody else. It doesn't have to be me, of course. But yeah, I feel like this is an invitation, because this, whatever this is, like, it needs to crumble and fall because it no longer serves you anymore. These old ways and old patterns and like being in the comfort zone for some of you. Like for me with my job, I was in a horrible, uncomfortable comfort zone, and I would not leave my job. So it was forced. The universe came in and, you know, struck my tower of my job, and it crumbled, because that's what needed to happen. My vibration had raised so much, I had changed so much, that I vibrated out of that job. That's the way I see it. The Natalie that had been in that job for 13 years, I was not that person anymore, and I had made dramatic transformations. So that needed to happen. I didn't have the courage to let it go. So for me, it was, you know, I mean, I chose to leave it, but it was sort of removed. So look for possibilities, opportunities. And this is also like, how can you have the mindset of a king. How can you have this mindset of the King of Pentacles? How are you going to make this work for you, whatever this situation is? What sort of growth mindset can you have so that you own this thunderbolt instead of letting it own you? Hi, Liz, Marielle. Yeah. And so that's what this is too. It's like cultivating a new mindset around this situation. This is the opportunity here for you to not be or feel disempowered. And it's like, it's okay to like pause, like, okay, the tower falls. You know, if you need to get your breath, you need to gather yourself, and then you need to move forward, or you get to move forward, and it's an opportunity for you. It's an opportunity. Thank you, Liz. So at the end of this journey that's unfolding, you're going to make some new plans. There's going to be new horizons that come. Let me plug in my computer. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, okay. Hi, Matt. Yeah, glad of that for you. So the Three of Wands is a card of like making big plans. You're not just contemplating, you're not just in the, maybe I'll do this or that, but you've made so many plans that you're standing at the shore. So this person has a surfboard and they're on the shore of the ocean about to go surfing. They're not in the water yet, but they've done enough planning and had enough intentions where they've bought a surfboard, or they have the surfboard and they're standing at the shore. So the outcome of this, you know, all these energies and tower messages here in the tower, you know, this whole message is, it's going to put your sights on a new horizon that from, you know, before this, you couldn't see this. You couldn't see what was possible and what was unfolding for you until this whole experience happened, or will happen, or is happening. You're going to, like, once the dust settles and these other energies and dynamics happen, you're going to see a new horizon. You're going to see a new landscape that just, it wasn't available for you to see before, because those old energies, being in the comfort zone, being, you know, safe, you were not, these new possibilities were not available until now. So it's amazing, and again, empowering and free. So, oh, Leaky, thank you for sharing. You're welcome. Sending, yeah, love and light and blessings to you. And appreciate you sharing in this space. Those of you, you know, no matter how you're showing up, if you don't say a word, if you're like just, you know, experiencing this live and you don't participate, it doesn't matter. Like, or if you share vulnerably and openly, that's great too. You know, those of you that are sharing and do share, it helps everyone. So, really appreciate that. So, I'm going to draw one more card. I'm going to use this, the Work Your Light deck, which is an oracle deck. And just get like a final message for this reading. And appreciate you know, all the support and love here for everyone here in this space. Somebody asked earlier something about Bali. I missed it, and I forgot exactly what it was. But I've lived here 10 years off and on. Yeah, so. And my job, like, so before, when I had my 9 to 5, I was working online remotely. And now, you know, I've totally up-leveled as well with, you know, who I'm being, who I'm becoming, how I show up and serve in the world. Yeah, so yeah, I came here on a visa run, which means I was living in South Korea and I had to leave every 3 months. So I came here on one of my, what we call as expats, like a visa run. So yeah, that's how I ended up here. And it actually started with a synchronistic conversation on a rooftop in Cambodia at an AA meeting where I picked up my 15-year sobriety chip. And I met some people at that meeting who, one was on her way to Bali, one had already been, and they were like, "You've got to go to Bali." So that's how that all happened. So, ooh, Heather, 12 years. Amazing. Thank you. Yeah, so I just celebrated 25 years in February. So, wow, that was 10 years ago. Yeah, well, of course, it was 10 years ago. My 15 years AA celebration was the actual conversation that planted the seed for me to come to Bali 10 years ago in May. So, yep. Hi, Kiana. I was just thinking about you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, the healthcare is, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't want to go into a bunch of details about it. There's pluses and minuses, just like all. I mean, I actually had an accident here 9 years ago. I had to have emergency plastic surgery. That happened here. And it is what it is, and I'm here. So Jen celebrated 10 years in Al-Anon. Amazing. So the oracle card that I picked, good old boundaries, baby. Somehow it always comes back to boundaries with us, doesn't it? Yeah, so it says boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? So in light of this reading, and in light of the Thunderbolt, in light of all the, you know, the other messages that came, where do you get to establish better boundaries? Sheila, I haven't been to the U.S. in 5 years. So yeah, I just, whatever, go with the flow on that. Hey, Lady Peacock. Bali was not a geographic. No, it was, like I said, at this rooftop AA meeting, I met these ladies and they were like, you know, I'm going to, and I had to leave Korea where I was living every 3 months. So I'm like, okay, my next visa run trip is going to be to Bali. So that's how it happened. I had left the US 11 years ago, so I was already in a nomad lifestyle. So if anybody is curious about more of the details of my story and how I've gotten here, I just talked about it in a live stream that's on my YouTube channel as a replay. If that's interesting for you, it's the one called Transformation. Because I just celebrated 11 years of leaving the U.S. And so, yeah, I give more details there if that's something that interests you. So, April, yes, boundaries, boundaries. So in light of everything that's come up in this reading for you all, looking at how does boundaries play into this? Where do you get to establish better boundaries? Where, how have maybe boundary dynamics or lack of boundaries led you to be in the situation that you're in? So looking at that, you can also look at like internal boundaries. How are your internal boundaries? Do you have them? This would be things like having self-discipline. It can be like you say you're going to do something and you do it. You follow through on your word. You don't break your word to yourself. That self-accountability of like, I said it, I did it, which is what I help people with in coaching as well. And again, it could be external boundaries as well. So we're going to go ahead and get into the Reiki and Ancestral Clearing part of the session now. So if you have joined in, and you haven't already followed me, please do so. Give a donation if you'd like. I also have submitted, and I'm waiting for an approval or, you know, a rejection with my latest meditation track on Insight Timer. So I submitted it as a premium track. It's called Total Surrender. Stay tuned to see if that will be published, because they're quite strict on the premium tracks, like the quality, which is good. So hopefully that will be approved. Thank you, Trisha, for the donation. Let's see. Okay, I just was putting these cards away and saw this one underneath. So this one is also for you. So as a result of this tower moment, this thunderbolt, this transformation, this crumbling, you know, there's going to be a new financial opportunity for you at the end of this. Ooh, awesome, Kiana. So when you have boundaries within yourself, with others, you know, having the new ideas, making the plans, you are going to be presented with an opportunity. This is the Ace of Pentacles. So aces are new beginnings. And this is around money and finances. Hi, Deb. So great. This card is for you. And if you did, you know, just come in, you can catch the replay. Ooh, so lots of pentacles. People are drawing for themselves. So great. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and get into the clearing, as I said. So I want you to, you know, well, whatever, not want, but I invite you to settle into a more multidimensional energetic space. And I invite you to give yourself the gift of your full attention and presence, which means disconnecting from your devices other than hearing my voice, if that's available for you. To give yourself that gift of presence and attention to receive this powerful Reiki and Ancestral Clearing transmission. So I've removed my glasses, which means I cannot read your comments. So, which is fine. I don't even know. Maybe you're not talking to me, and that's okay. But if there's something you want me to see, then you can bring it in later. So we're going to do this for 10 or 15 minutes. So if you choose to receive the Reiki and the clearing, you just get to have the intention to within yourself to do that. And I really invite you to give yourself the gift of just receiving. So many of you give, and give, and give, which is why boundaries came up. So you get to give to yourself and by receiving now. So let's close the eyes. Take some conscious breaths. And I'm just invoking and calling in the Reiki, and just allow yourself to receive. And trust that you will receive whatever is needed for you for your best and highest good right now. And relax. Relax and release. On the out breath, just offer up whatever no longer serves you. To be cleared, released, recycled, blessed, and transformed. You are never alone. You don't have to do this alone. Some of you might feel you are alone and that you're having to manage and do everything alone, and it's not the truth of the reality. Reality is that you're never alone, that you have a spiritual team always surrounding and supporting you. Your guides, ancestors, angels, archangels. And that you can always call on this support. And so you can relax and let go. Let go, let go, let go. Whatever worries or troubles that the mind latches onto, any problems, issues, just let go. I will now speak the Ancestral Clearing Prayer, the Master Prayer, offered by John Newton, my Ancestral Clearing teacher. Infinite Creator, Source of all that is, we love you. Thank you for loving us. We humbly ask that you open, bless, expand, lead, guide, and direct us into your perfect light, love, and life in all ways, completely, now and forever, please and thank you. For everyone hearing this message now, for all of our family members, all of our relationships, all of our ancestors and all of their relationships through all relevant time, space, and dimension. For all hurts, wrongs, judgments, and burdens, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, sexual, and financial, through thought, word, or deed. Please help us all forgive our parents, grandparents, siblings, children, and grandchildren. Help us all forgive each other. Help us all forgive ourselves, please and thank you. Help us all forgive our lovers, lovers, spouses, spouses, lovers, and parents, lovers. Help us all forgive each other. Help us all forgive ourselves, please and thank you. Help us all forgive our cousins, aunts, uncles, step, in-laws, hidden, secret, adopted, and all other significant people, beings, family members, role models, authority figures, and relationships. Help us all forgive each other. Help us all forgive ourselves, please and thank you. For all suicide, incest, murder, rape, abortion, infidelity, and miscarriage through thought, word, or deed. Please help us all forgive our parents, grandparents, siblings, children, and grandchildren. Help us all forgive each other. Help us all forgive ourselves, please and thank you. Help us all forgive our lovers, lovers, spouses, spouses, lovers, and parents, lovers. Help us all forgive each other. Help us all forgive ourselves, please and thank you. Help us all forgive our cousins, aunts, uncles, step-in-laws, hidden, secret, adopted, and all other significant people, beings, family members, role models, authority figures, and relationships. Help us all forgive each other. Help us all forgive ourselves, please and thank you. For all times we abandoned or were abandoned, emotionally, physically, or financially. For all times we weren't nurtured, loved, supported, and cherished, and times we didn't nurture, love, support, or cherish others. For all times anyone was inappropriate with us or we were inappropriate with others. For all sexual experiences we couldn't handle. For all times we didn't feel safe. Help us forgive all people forgive us. Help us all forgive ourselves, please and thank you. For all times our boundaries weren't honored and times we didn't honor others' boundaries. For all alcohol and drug abuse, mental illness, and the effects it had on us, especially children and spouses. For all empathetic hurts and wrongs and all that we made it mean about ourselves, life, love, and family. For all let down in our lives and lineages. For the times we turned our back on the Creator God in all name and form. Help us forgive all people forgive us. Help us all forgive ourselves, please and thank you. Infinite Creator, for the highest good, please lift out all weight, pain, burden, sin, death, debt, negativity, spells, hexes, curses, black magic, white magic, guilt, fear, shame, unworthiness, and limitation of all kind. Transform it into your love and let your love flow back in and through us, filling and giving us all complete peace, now and forever. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. Please help us love and bless each other, love and bless ourselves. Be at peace with each other and at peace with ourselves. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. Breathing deeply. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it done. Thank you. If you choose to come back to a wakeful state, just allow the body to move and stretch, the eyes to float open, integrating this experience for a moment. Breathing deeply. Very powerful experience today. Thank you all for joining. Welcome to all who have joined in. Trust you found this at the perfect time. If you missed some of the session, you can watch the replay on YouTube. Nancy, Carolina, Ginger, you're welcome. Yeah, yawning is such a wonderful parasympathetic relaxation response. Trisha, Sharon, Lisa, Nanda. So don't forget, if you joined in late, to follow me here, there, and everywhere, wherever you are, I am there. I'm not on LinkedIn, that's probably the only place I'm not, so follow me everywhere else. I haven't done the full master prayer out loud in a long while. If you liked that prayer, you can listen to it in my free meditation section. And you can listen to it even like once an hour. It's very powerful. And today there was a lot of clearing around a lot of old ancestral things. Yeah, a lot of illusions around, fear, a lot of traumas around the past, in the lineage, things around religion, things around just, humans doing very low vibrational things to each other. Yeah, so a lot of I just like to say low vibrational energy, because that's somewhat of a neutral or less heavy way to say it. There was a lot cleared. There was a lot there. Yeah. And what I love about this Conversations with God book, which, if you don't know, I do a live series on this. It basically says, everything is God, even what we perceive as not to be that, because God is all that there is, whatever you believe that to be. So even the things that seem as if they are not God are also actually God in a bigger sense, which is a really deep teaching that these books go into. So yeah, working with that idea, even though in our limited human perspective, just like that thunderbolt moment looks like it's bad and it's scary and, something happening to you, coming into that bigger perspective of like, how is everything happening for me, even this? How is everything, even things in the world, even hard things, in the ultimate sense, it's all happening for us. And in the Convos with God book, it talks about how it's impossible to not end up in God, with God. This is an infinite journey that never ends. So one of my favorite analogies from that book that God talks about, and God being not a religious God, gave the analogy of, it's like if you take a kid to a playground and you just let them play in the playground, and let's say it's a safe playground, right? They can't get hurt because they're in the playground, and that they're going to have they might fall, they might have a tumble, but ultimately they can't get hurt. That's how reality is. That's how this journey is. That's how the earth is. That's how this infinite soul's evolutionary experience is. We cannot get hurt. We're on a playground. So I really like that whenever my human mind and the human perception forgets and thinks, things are scary and bad and wrong. Ultimately, the reality is that we're on this playground and we're safe. Carmen's still yawning. It's a great example, Lisa. Yes. And there's different ways to perceive an accident like that, or any and all of this. And actually, the Conversations with God live stream yesterday talked about disease and how the soul chooses, how long to stay and when to leave the body and all of those things. So, yeah, that's a great example of, that there's an invitation there, that there's different ways to see things that happen. So, thank you, Duchess, for the donation. Thank you all for joining. Yeah, I would definitely suggest it. And stay tuned for further live streams to be scheduled. If you did like the Ancestral Clearing, I have a signature Reiki and Ancestral Clearing session that's one-on-one. And I also have a couple different ways that I can do the clearing. From like the signature session all the way, down to like a remote clearing. So if any of that interests you, you can check my website, send me a message. If you are looking for change in your life of how to take any thunderbolts and create gold and create this, reach out. We could have a conversation about possibly working together in spiritual life coaching. So if you feel called to follow that impulse, honor that. And again, stay tuned. If you do subscribe to my email newsletter coming out next week, I'll be announcing the Money Mindset group program starting June 1st. So yeah, lots of cool, fun stuff. Thank you, Leiji, for, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, for joining in and for sharing what you shared, and Trisha as well, and everyone for being here. And again, even if you didn't say a word, I'm glad you were here also. Jay, Allison, everybody. Hi, Elizabeth. Great. And if there's any topics of live streams you'd like to see me cover or recover, send me a message. You know, I follow the impulse and the unfolding, and it's been these wonderful book series. And also, you know, I'm going to be a bit busy the next few weeks. Not to say I won't be showing up in my normal capacity, but yeah, I might not be going live as much. However, stay tuned for my 3 years Insight Timer Teacher Anniversary Live, where I will be gifting a session. And I will schedule that ASAP. I might even schedule it for this week, actually. I think I may do that. So, yeah, I feel like now I'm blathering on, but that's a judgment, and there's nothing wrong with me. So I'm not blathering. Yeah, so one of our live stream series is the book. We're doing the book, There's Nothing Wrong with You. So look how, like, and this is how the evolution happens. You know, there was this moment, oh, you're blathering, Natalie, shut up. But immediately, like even before I said it, I knew I was judging myself, and I said it anyway as sort of a jokey thing. But that's the awakening. That's the evolution right there in that moment that I just demonstrated. That's the reprogramming. X number of years ago, I would think I'm blathering along and I should shut up, and I wouldn't say anything, and then I would just feel bad inside and judge myself. Thank you, Sam. But yeah, and that's what the Convos with God talked about yesterday too, in the beginning of the session. You know, the author asked, because God was saying, you know, how do you change? You've got to change your thoughts. It's the stuff we all already know. And there it is right there, you know. Being aware of every thought to the best of our ability in every moment, and changing that when we see the old conditioning and patterns. So that's it right there. So, and even in meditation, when you do that, when you're meditating, your mind goes off, and then you catch it. How do you bring yourself back? Do you judge yourself as bad and wrong and not meditating good enough, or do you celebrate yourself? That's a really powerful place to break old patterns and conditioning in meditation. So, yeah. So guess what I'm doing later today? I am doing a cuddling workshop. Has anyone done a cuddle thing? I told my sister this earlier. So it's called Cacao and Cuddles. And she was like visibly cringing. She's like, who are you cuddling with? I said, I don't know. I don't know yet. She was just like, her face got red, and she was like, oh, I'm cringed to even think about the possibility. So I've been in group spaces, more like tantric, I guess you could say, or like conscious dance and community contact dance. I did a contact dance thing yesterday that there wasn't necessarily cuddling, but there was close dancing and things. So Jamie's done it. Yeah, so it's like, it's a thing. Like you can get trained to be a cuddle facilitator, practitioner. Um, so it's like this workshop. And this is why I love where I live in Bali, because this stuff is here every minute, every day, all the time. So it's like the perfect place for me. It's like my Mecca. You know, we've got everything here, spiritual wise. So yeah, so it's going to be like an authentic relating. If anybody's heard of authentic relating, it's going to be, you know, it's going to be about boundaries. So the container will be very clearly set. And it's like, you know, saying yes and saying no. And you don't have to participate. You don't have to cuddle if you don't want to. Like, it can just be about communication. And there will be cacao. So I'm making myself do this. I don't really want to. Like yesterday, I made myself go to dance because I had made a commitment to myself that I am going to do these things here in this village that I'm in because I want to. And so like what I've noticed in the past is I'll think, ooh, wow, that sounds cool. No, I don't want to do it. I don't know anybody. I don't want to spend the money. But it's just fear. So I am making myself go outside of my comfort zone. I did it yesterday when I went to the dance. I am definitely doing it today when I'm doing this workshop. And this is the things that causes me to stretch and grow. And so even like in coaching, my coaching with others, this is what we work with. It's like I'm in my comfort zone. There's things I don't like about, I want change. Okay, well, here's an opportunity. Here's an invitation to do something different. I'm scared, I don't want to. Okay, if you choose it or not, we can work with that. And for me, I created this challenge. Actually, there's a challenge I created for myself last week. I think I shared about it here in the live at some point. I was in a cafe and I saw this really cute guy. And I had this thought, like he was kind of across from me, and I had this thought like, why don't you just go say hi to him? And then I immediately was like, no, I could never do that. Like, no way could I just go strike up a conversation with a stranger in a cafe. And because it felt so, like my heart raced, and I immediately, my mind said no, I was like, no, this is the thing I get to do. It felt so big and uncomfortable. But I'm like, this is why I need to do it. And it's nothing. Like, it's actually nothing. There's no, it's like, go and say words to a human being nearby. Like, that's what it actually is. But the fear and then the stories and the what ifs, like, that's what I had to overcome. So I sat there and considered it, and it was like, no, I've got to do this for no other reason that I get to push through these egoic fears that are in the way. And so I did. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing this, Natalie. So I stood up, I walked over to him, and I said, excuse me. I said, hi, I'm Natalie. I said, I just noticed you. I thought you looked nice and cute, so I just wanted to say hi. And he was like, oh, nice to meet you. And he's like, wow, thank you so much. And we just talked for a minute. He's like, I just arrived to Bali a few days ago, blah, blah, blah. He was working on his computer. And then there was a part of me that was like, what if this could be the beginning of an amazing romance because I went over and said hi? Like, there was an idea of that for a second, but then I was like, Natalie, sweetie, you get to let go of any attachment or expectation of this being anything other than you stretching outside of your comfort zone just to do it. And that's the reason, is just to do it. So I did that. And then he even asked for my Instagram, and I was like, oh, okay. So that would be a bonus. So I walked away from there. The takeaway from that was I felt so powerful and empowered. You know, it didn't even matter. Like, even if he would have been weird, like, even if he would have been like, oh, okay, thanks. Like, if he would have been, it wouldn't matter. I mean, it was nice that there was a nice, you know, response. But it was more about me creating this challenge and stepping outside my comfort zone just for a minute. So this cuddle workshop thing is going to be similar. And the thing is, with me being a life coach, everything that I do, you know, in me, like investing in coaching for myself, all of the ways that I work with myself and overcome myself and show up for myself and stretch myself benefits my clients as well. So it's, you know, in all of us, whenever we stretch and grow and evolve and transform, it's about the collective. So I left that cafe and I just was like, wow, I felt so empowered. Like, look what I created. Amy, thank you for sharing. You also got out in your comfort zone. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. You didn't wear a mask. So you saw an opportunity. You saw, like, you know, a potential for a place for you to step out of your comfort zone, and you did it. Yeah, it's about, you know, those steps, and see, it stretches us. And that's why we talk about the comfort zone. It's comfortable, but it's not comfortable. It's scary. Like, people, you know, and I say, oh, I want to get out of my comfort zone. Okay, well, here it is. Go say hi to that guy and tell him you noticed him and think he's attractive. Ooh, oh my God, I could never do that. Like, right there's the mental barriers that keep me stuck. It's like, actually, no, that scary ass thing is the thing I get to do. Thanks, Trisha, Kiana. Yeah, I mean, the journey never ends. So we got to spend a little extra time here in the live stream. So this replay will be up within 48 hours. The Conversations with God one from yesterday, I'm going to put it up now. So go ahead and, you know, follow me there and subscribe and all that, as well as here. Give a donation if you'd like. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I share my, I share kind of inspirational memes sometimes, and just, you know, my life, wherever I am, whatever I'm doing. I just posted on my story, so I love the Balinese culture here. It's amazing. And so there's a royal, because there's still kings here and stuff, but they're just symbolic. But somebody in the royal family here died, and so they've been building it for 2 weeks already, this huge tower. And it's going to be next weekend. There's going to be a huge cremation ceremony and funeral ceremony. In this tower, it's huge. It's like 20 feet tall or 30 feet. I don't know how tall it is, but it's very tall. But yeah, I put that on my story. So yeah, just fun and interesting things that I post as well. So, all right, I will see you all soon. Stay tuned for my scheduling of my next live streams. And thank you all for joining. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye.